all right, we need to have a talk. It seems as though the XDefiant community is scared of Modern Warfare 3's release in a couple months. Now, of course, they do have good reasoning because the timing is terrible. But what I'm here to tell you today is there's no reason to be scared, because at the end of the day, Modern Warfare 3 is going to flop and XDefiant's going to be on top. And on that note, I'm going to give you 4 reasons as to why XDefiant is going to succeed and Modern Warfare 3 is going to flop. All right, you might want to grab a drink, kick back, and have a good listen. Welcome to The Crosho. Reason number 1, skill-based matchmaking. Ask yourself, every time that you get on after work, after school, after sports, wherever it may be, you're just trying to relax, and you just know in your gut that you're just going to play in the sweatiest COD champs lobbies you've ever faced every single time you play. Every single game that you play is going to be a sweat fest because of skill-based matchmaking. A very large part of the community is just like me and you, right? We hate skill-based matchmaking. We hate it, we hate it, we hate it. And if it's just like the last 3 years of COD, everyone's gonna get tired of skill-based matchmaking and they're just gonna get frustrated and they're gonna give it up. But guess what? XDefiant doesn't have skill-based matchmaking. XDefiant has ping-based matchmaking and then skill-based matchmaking. It's a little bit different. It's a lot different actually, because the people that you get matched with very low ping could be very terrible at the game, and then it evens out. And I think that is so much more fair than just outright skill-based matchmaking with also probably terrible ping mixed in. Second reason, it's arcade style. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself this question. When you play video games, especially Call of Duty, what's more fun? Super realistic games or kind of cartoony arcade style games? And if you're like me, the arcade style games are much more fun than super realistic type games. An example of that is Black Ops 3, right? Black Ops 3 was super arcade style, wasn't realistic at all. But Black Ops 3 might have had the most fun game loop in any Call of Duty that I've played. It was literally so much fun. But compared to like Modern Warfare 2 this year and Call of Duty Modern Warfare in 2019, it was not a fun gameplay loop. I didn't want to keep playing games, but the arcade style is a lot more fun. Do you agree? All right, reason number 3. The devs at Ubisoft and XDefiant actually care about their community. The Call of Duty developers do not care about you at all. They just want your money. And I say this because how many years did it take for Call of Duty to just put the red dots on the minimap back? How long have Warzone players been asking for better movement mechanics because they took out slide canceling and such? But in comparison, the XDefiant developer team actually cares about the community. If you look at Mark Ruben's Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it nowadays, I'll put his link in the description. If you actually look at his tweets and his replies, he's the most transparent dev in the FPS community I've ever seen. He is actually listening to the community. The community's been asking about Search and Destroy, Clan Wars, and he's actually being super receptive to it. Like, they're adding Search and Destroy. He's saying that they might and seriously are pushing for a Clan Wars implementation. And if you're like me, I actually had so much fun with that back in Call of Duty Ghosts. But at the end of the day, developers that are transparent and open with their community will last so much longer than a community that just doesn't get heard by their developers. How long can you guys take in the Call of Duty community that your voices just aren't being heard? How long can you guys take that for? Why are doors still in the damn game? Here's the 4th and final one. Nostalgia doesn't last forever. Now you might think I'm crazy, but let's think about this for a second. I want you to really ask yourself, is this remaster essentially going to play the same as it did on these maps 14 years ago? The movement speed itself is going to be so much different. So now players have to factor in sliding, dolphin diving, doors. And 2, the guns and the recoil and the gunplay is just going to be different completely. If you played Modern Warfare 2 or have played it recently, you'll know that there is absolutely 0 recoil for the most part. It's only when you get shot. But when you are shooting your gun and not getting shot, there is 0 recoil. If you don't believe me, check out my channel. 3, there's going to be snaking. If you know what snaking is, essentially you're behind a head glitch or on stairs and you kind of like move back and forth while crouching repeatedly, and it's super hard for anyone to see you. Now, when you factor in this idea of increased movement speed, sliding, snaking with skill-based matchmaking, it's not going to be fun. The nostalgia is not going to last that long. And you have to remember, these remasters aren't going to be a one-to-one translation on these maps. It's really already been confirmed there's going to be doors, so that's great. If they're going to add doors, you know they're going to add more head glitches, you know they're going to add more safe spaces. So there's going to be increased movement speed, a lot different gunplay, more safe spaces. The gameplay is just going to be totally different, and nostalgia can only last so long, guys. Look, I want Modern Warfare 3 to succeed because I love Modern Warfare 2, but in my heart of hearts, I just have this gut feeling it's just not going to be the same. It's not. And so when you take all of these 4 points together, you can start to see this idea kind of forming where, you know what, maybe you're right. You know, maybe I am. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, because the COD player base is huge, while the XDefiant community is quite small right now in comparison. But when you factor in huge content creators that are going to cover this game and possibly say that this game is so much more fun than Call of Duty, and the fact that XDefiant is free, some heads might start to turn. Some bandwagoners might come back to XDefiant after a couple months. There's no doubt that Modern Warfare 3 is going to have more success upon release than XDefiant. I'm not questioning that by any means. But when you really think about long-term success and how Call of Duty is only meant for one-year cycles in comparison to XDefiant, where they have plans to make this a game of longevity, I think XDefiant is going to do very well. I'm not worried at all. I think Modern Warfare 3 is going to be another flop because the dev team's terrible. They don't listen. Nostalgia can only last so long. Skill-based matchmaking, you name it, there's probably so much more I'm missing. But XDefiant has devs that actually care about their community, is listening, always trying to be better, and is always being transparent during the process. So you tell me down below, what do you think? Is XDefiant going to win in the long run? Or is the COD community still going to beat us down? Bye-bye!